Well, how y'all are? This your buddy George Jones over here at the Bergen Gun Range with my next installment on, hey, uh, let's do a little product testing and review. So, if you haven't figured out by now, I like to shoot a 1022. I have several 1022s in various configurations. I have this guy, which is a, what does it say on the bolt there? It is a collector's issue, apparently. So 1022 started coming out with this Picatinny rail, this style of rear sight, and this style of front sight. Okay, wing protective military type sights a few years ago, and I seen one and I bought it. Okay, it had a gray plastic stock on it with a changeable butt piece to where you could change the pull length of the stock. I thought the stock was a little flimsy. There was a kid down the street that had a 1022 that was too long for him, so I gave him that stock. Gave his daddy that stock. With, to where he could change it out and make it short for him. I had this old Butler Creek stock laying around at the house, and I dropped this in it. Then I put this piece of Picatinny down here on the bottom of it and put me a front grip on it. And it's worked out really good. I shoot this gun a lot, often as I can. Auto-match, it shoots auto-match really good. I got this top cover from Knob Creek, and put that on there. Makes it look a little cooler, a little scarier. Like that. So, over the years, I had every kind of cotton picking magazine loader to load 1022 magazines that it came down the pike. The first one that I had back in the 80s was the Ramline magazine loader that loaded Ramlines and everything else you put in it. And there wasn't nothing out there in those days but Ramlines and Condors. And the Ramline magazines, I've got one. She's got a lot of magazines. I've got one from the old days left. It still kind of works. It's a Ramline magazine, clear on one side, single column magazine. Had these little plastic tips on the back of them that were the mounting point for the back and the front. And they, over the years, all of these broke off and there wasn't any way to fix them. Of course, after 1994, the Joe Biden assault weapons ban, was it a ban? Knocked out things like this. 10 rounds was the only thing you buy for 1022. And, I had a bunch of them then, but over the years, they just wore out, give out. And so did the magazine loader. It wore out and give out, and it just wouldn't work anymore. It's one of those jobs, a big tower like this, you fill it up with shells, you put it on, put your magazine on there, and push the button back and forth, and, it would load it over there, and it worked really good. And over the years, it just played out. Of course, the assault weapons ban put Ramline out of business. So over the years, I've owned several different ones. The Caldwell is the most recent one I had. There's another. It doesn't work at all. The one that comes in the big green box, it don't work at all. Next, when I get over to Kentucky Gun Company, I'll take it back because I've got the receipt. Because it just don't work. Just don't work with anything I've tried. And there was the one with the hopper, and you cranked it back and forth, and it loaded them in there. There's the one with a hopper up here that only held about 15 at a time. You had to put the magazine in there and turn it and crank it this way. It's inconvenient as hell, and it didn't last very long either. The other day, I was up in Indiana, and I'm looking for some kind of a magazine loader for 1022. I was hoping maybe I'd go in an old-time gun store and find a new Ramline on the shelf. That would tickle me to death. I discovered that the Maglula company, the people that make Maglula or Lula loaders, had come out with a 1022 magazine loader. I kind of wanted a hopper one that, you know, you could put them in there and screw it or jerk it or punch it back and forth or something and load them, you know. But I went ahead and bought it, and it was about 25 bucks. It's not a gun, so I can tell you how much I paid for it. So, turns out that it's like every other Maglula product that you find. It works. It works pretty good. You put them in there one at a time, you know, like any other Maglula loader system, but this works. And how it works is, it's got a little button on here just like a paddle magazine release on your 1022. The magazine locks in just like it locks into your magazine well. Okay, once you got it in there, it's on there pretty good. Then all you got to do is press the follower, put your round in there, let go of it, push it back just a little. Depress, put it in there, push it back all the way. Just like 9mm, the universal loader that I use on 9mm 45s, high capacities, you know, straight columns and everything else. And it just works. You can just, you know, and it's not too much trouble. It ain't hard on your thumbs, you know. It's not a thumb busting arrangement. And you can just sit there and just load them in there, you know, one right after another. It's a little slower than the hopper crank type loader, but I find that it's a pretty good product. Works good. Works as advertised, just like everything else that comes from this company. It works as advertised. And you put them in there. Doesn't occupy much space in your bag, you know, and it just works. So if you got a 1022 and you're getting tired of thumb busting BX25 mags, you know, you can find you one of these. I looked all over Amazon looking for some kind of magazine loader and couldn't find anything new. You know, so they're apparently not on Amazon right now. They will be later, I'm sure. You know, any fully stocked gun shop or sporting goods place should have these. I didn't find it at Bud's or any of the other big box stores. Didn't have it, and I asked, been everywhere, trying to figure out something. You know, because I like to shoot that 1022, and I've got, well, I've got this box right here, plumb full of 1022 mags, BX25s, and, you know, I probably got 20 of them, you know. They didn't used to be expensive. BX25s cost about $15 or something. Every payday I go buy a couple. And then when you're done, you just push the little paddle release on the back of it and it just comes off fire. I think we're good there. I think we've got a good product. This is Maglula Inc. U.S. patent, made in Israel. I like it that much better. You know, being an Uzi boy, I like it that much better. Well, all right then, that's about the size of it for this installment on Got a New Product, and the product works. Like it, take, share, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me a $1 in the Patreon bucket if you want to, and if you don't, well, I keep right on making content for you. You may have heard that I've come down with kind of a major illness. I've got some kind of a cancer, and they've been working on it. I haven't been working for several months, so I'm trying to do everything I can to continue the channel, make it run as long as I can. If you take a notice, put me a little money in the Patreon account, that would help me out a great deal. All right then. God bless America. Join the NRA. We really need them. We got a bunch of idiots up there. The NRA will take them to court. The NRA will sue and win. Okay. There's some other organizations out there that frankly aren't as experienced. Gun Owners of America, they filed several suits, but they just don't have the, it seems like to me they just don't have the backing, and they don't have the experience. We've got Second Amendment attorneys in the NRA that have been with us for 35, 40 years. You know, and they know all of the little ins and outs of filing and processing, you know, and they do a lot better job than the other organizations do, and USCCA doesn't do anything. They have yet to file the first lawsuit involving Second Amendment. They sure as hell take your money. All right, then. God bless America, and we'll see y'all when we see you. Bye now. You see him down there? That's a very trusting soul right there. That's old gray squirrel sitting right under a target backer. Oh, he's in no danger. He's not in season right now. They don't pay no attention to nothing over here. I've had deer walk out in the middle there while I was shooting a high-powered rifle. You know. He's laying in the shade. Just taking it easy. Laid plumb out flat. Just a relaxing. Well, we're back now. So here's the deal. We just saw the video on this thing, the Maglula version of a 1022 magazine loader and how well it works. Okay, so now 6 weeks ago I ordered this thing off of Amazon, and it's a El Riquimayo Dogly Do something, I can't even pronounce it. Okay, loader I bought off Amazon, load 1022s, and I bought it off Amazon about 6 weeks ago, and just now got it. So I thought, well, I'd run it over here and we'd make a little comparison with the other loader. So this thing looks like it's 3D printed. It doesn't say the country of origin on it. I don't know where it comes from. The name of a company is 3D printed into the plastic, and I can't even make out what it says. It says R1022, and it's got zoop on it here, and 1, 2, and 1. I don't know what that means either. So let's see if we can work out how to put a 1022 magazine into it somehow or another. I don't know how this is going to work. Okay, it's kind of locked in there. Kind of locked in there like that. But I can tell you right now, it's awful flimsy looking. Okay, we're starting to load them here. The plunger that pushes the bullet down looks really flimsy. Okay. It took me 6 weeks to get this. The manufacturer sent me a thing on my Amazon communications thing. Said that it would be 10 days before it was shipped. It's 3D printed, obviously, so that means I hadn't even made it. And it works, but it doesn't work as smoothly as the Maglula brand. And the end of the plunger just broke off and fell down inside of the magazine. Oh, Lord mercy. There is some space down in here, you know, that all right, let's see if it'll shoot out. Maybe it'll come out when I'm shooting it. I don't know. I can hear it down in there rattling. God bless. Well, thanks for riding along with me. Probably don't want that. We'll see y'all.